So today we are not just talking about good mobile games, we are talking about the legends, the ones that redefined what we thought was possible on a phone. The games that for one reason or another have a permanent place in the mobile hall of fame. I've spent countless hours, and I mean countless, playing these games, and I'm here to tell you why they are legendary. So let's get into the top 20 mobile games that are legendary for a reason. This is Jasper, and make sure you are subscribed. Alright then, let's begin. Kicking off at number 20, The Dark Knight Rises. Now let's be real, movie tie-in games on mobile usually fall flat. But this was different. Gameloft took the epic scale of Christopher Nolan's film and crammed it into our pockets. The open world was ambitious for its time, letting you freely roam around a gritty, three-dimensional Gotham City. The combat system was a simplified take on the Batman Arkham style, and I'm not going to lie, it was incredibly satisfying to chain together attacks and counters. And the best part? Gliding over the city from a high-rise building, watching the streets below as if you were truly Batman. It had its quirks, a few rough edges, but it was an incredible achievement that set a new bar for what a licensed mobile game could be.
I don't want to make things ugly, but if you insist.
At number 19, another Gameloft movie tie-in, The Amazing Spiderman 2. Okay, I know, the controls could be a bit wonky and it had some performance issues, but you have to put this in context. This was a full-blown open-world Manhattan on a smartphone in 2014. The sheer ambition of that is what make it legendary. You had this huge sandbox to web swing through, and for a Spider-Man fan like me, the simple joy of swinging between buildings, even if the webs occasionally attached to the clouds, was pure magic. It had a surprisingly decent story with multiple villains, and the boss fights, while punishing, were genuinely impressive for a mobile game. It felt like a bite-sized console experience, and that was a monumental feat at the time. Coming in at 18, it's Gangstar Vegas. This game was basically the mobile equivalent of Grand Theft Auto, but with that signature Gameloft over-the-top style. The game world was huge, reportedly 9 times larger than its predecessor Gangstar Rio. You had the open world freedom, the car thefts, the massive explosions, and a story that was so hilarious, twist, and ridiculous that it was fantastic. From prize fights to street races, there were over 80 different missions to get lost in. It was a sandbox of pure chaos, and for a long time, it was the go-to title for anyone who wanted a high-stakes, open-world experience on the go. The level of detail and variety was simply unreal for a mobile game back then. Number 17 is a game that is without a doubt a work of art, Monument Valley. This isn't about explosions or action, it's about quiet contemplation and mind-bending puzzles. The developers took inspiration from the impossible art of MC Escher, creating levels that were optical illusions you had to manipulate. I still remember the first time I twisted a structure and watched a new path from that defied all logic. The sheer visuals, the minimalist design, and the beautiful shooting soundtrack made every moment a joy. It proved that mobile games could be as artistic and thought-provoking as any other medium, and it didn't need a single in-app purchase to be an unforgettable experience. At number 16, a game that needs no introduction, PUBG Mobile. Before this, the Battle Royale genre was primarily a PC phenomenon. PUBG Mobile brought the genre to the masses and in doing so, created a mobile esports scene. I can still vividly recall the intense, heart-pounding moments of landing on a map with 99 other players scrambling for a weapon and the sheer terror of that final shrinking circle. The controls were surprisingly intuitive, the graphics were top-notch, and the tension was palpable. It wasn't just a game, it was a cultural phenomenon that defined an era of competitive mobile game. Number 15 is another massive game, Genshin Impact. This isn't just a mobile game, it's a full-blown open-world RPG that you can play on your phone. The graphics, the combat system with intricate elemental reactions, and the sheer amount of content are mind-boggling. When I first downloaded this game, I couldn't believe it was running on my phone. It completely blurred the line between PC, console, and mobile gaming and set a new benchmark for what a free-to-play title could achieve. This world of Tevet is vast and filled with mysteries, and it's a testament to the fact that you no longer need a console to get a truly epic RPG experience.
Do your job, Sheriff, or we'll find someone who can.
Next up, at number 14, The Wolf Among Us. Telltale Games were masters of cinematic storytelling, and this was one of their absolute best. It's an interactive graphic novel that pulls you into a dark, neo-noir world where fairy tale characters live in secret. The cel-shaded art style perfectly emulated a comic book, and the moral choices you had to make felt genuinely impactful. The episodic format was perfect for mobile, making it a story you could carry with you and dive into whenever a new chapter dropped. The writing and the voice acting were just top tier, and I was hooked on every single mystery. At number 13, we have Shadow Fight 2. This game is a unique blend of an RPG and a fighting game, and it pulls it off with incredible style. The silhouette graphics are iconic, and the combat, which is based on realistic physics, is incredibly satisfying. It's not about button mashing, it's about mastering your moves, timing your attacks, and learning the patterns of your opponents. The game was a bit of a grind, but the feeling of finally beating a boss after countless attempts was just epic. It was a true test of skill and patience that a lot of mobile games just don't offer. Now I want to take a quick second to ask you to do something for me. If you have been enjoying this list and you love mobile gaming, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. It takes 2 seconds, it's totally free, and it helps me so much in continuing to make more videos just like this one. Your support means the world, so please, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next epic video. Done? Awesome. Let's get to the video. Number 12 is Victor. This game is all about freedom and flow. It's a parkour-inspired endless runner with fluid, acrobatic animations and a distinct dystopian art style. The simple premise of running from a totalitarian regime was elevated by the game's flawless controls and satisfying level design. Every jump, every slide, and every wall run felt perfectly timed and animated. It's a game that made you feel like you were performing a choreographed dance through a cityscape, and I can't even count how many hours I spent just trying to get the perfect run. Coming in at number 11, it's the legendary The Walking Dead series by Telltale. This series is an emotional gut punch in the best possible way. It's an adventure game that puts you in the shoes of Lee and later Clementine, forcing you to make impossible choices in a zombie apocalypse. The decisions you make have real consequences that carry through the entire series, and the story is compelling and so human that it will stay with you long after you have finished. It's a masterclass in interactive storytelling that proved the game could make you feel and care for its characters on a deeply personal level. Now we are in the top 10. At number 10, Blasphemous. This is for the hardcore gamers out there. It's a brutal 2D platformer with a dark, religious horror theme inspired by Spanish folklore. The pixel art is incredible, the combat is punishing, and the world is a masterclass in a macabre atmosphere. It brought a Souls-like experience to mobile that was unforgiving but so rewarding. Every enemy was a puzzle to be solved, and every victory felt earned. It's a game that respects its players' intelligence and a testament to the fact that tough, intricate games have a place on our phones.
Grey Raven, strike from the flank!
Number 9 is Punishing Grey Raven. This is a lightning-fast, stylish action RPG that puts you in control of cyborgs, super soldiers in a post-apocalyptic world. The combat is just insane. Like, it's a symphony of ages, parries, and combos. The signature matrix system allows you to perfectly time a dodge to slow down time, letting you reposition and unleash a devastating attack. The graphics are stunning, the story is dark and cyberpunk, and the gameplay is so deep and so satisfying. It's a game that respects your skill and rewards mastery, offering a console-level combat experience in the palm of your hand.
Let's try more firepower.
At number 8, the one and only Clash of Clans. This game didn't just define a genre, it created a phenomenon. It's a strategic base building game that you could play with your friends, forming clans and going to war. The sense of community, the satisfaction of meticulously building up your base, and the tension of a clan war attack made it an absolute mobile classic. It's a game that you have probably played, and if you haven't, you definitely know someone who has. The genius was in the social aspect, like the network effects made it so sticky that once you and your friends started, it was almost impossible to stop. Number 7, Asphalt Legends. When we talk about mobile racing, we talk about the Asphalt series. Legends took it to a whole new level. The graphics were jaw-dropping, the car rooster was epic, and the sheer speed and spectacle of the races were second to none. It made you feel like you were in a high-octane Hollywood chase scene, all from the palm of your hand. The touch drive system made it accessible for anyone to pick up and play, while the manual controls gave seasoned racers the depth they craved. It was a beautiful, exhilarating ride.
I don't know how many I've killed, but I stop a man.
At number 6, it's Six Guns. This was Gameloft's take on the Red Dead Redemption experience for mobile. It was a massive, free-to-play, Wild West open-world game with cowboys, bandits, and even supernatural creatures. The world was huge, with over 40 missions and tons of side activities to get lost in. It was incredibly ambitious for a mobile game at the time, and while it had its flaws, the sheer scale and the unique setting made it a must-play. For any mobile gamer who wanted to live out their cowboy fantasy, this was the game that delivered. Now for the top 5, at number 5, it's Pascals Wager. This is a premium, console-quality, Souls-like RPG on mobile. The dark fantasy world, the challenging combat, and the intricate lore are all there. It's a game that proves mobile platforms are just as capable of delivering a deep and engrossing narrative with complex gameplay as a console. The dual character system, where you could switch between characters to prologue your journey before dying, was a brilliant mechanic. It's a game that doesn't hold your hand and respects the player, offering a truly high-octane experience without the free-to-play grind. Number 4, we have SpiderMan Unlimited. Forget the console-like games for a second. This was a classic, endless runner done with a brilliant twist. It had a unique cel-shaded comic book art style, a roster of hundreds of spider people from across the multiverse, and a fun storyline that was perfect for a mobile game. The sense of collection was what kept me coming back. Every new Spider-Man suit was a new character to unlock and level up, and the constantly updated content made it a game you just couldn't put down. It was a celebration of the Spider-Man universe in a way no other game had done before.
This is the day where everything changes. Walk away with blood on your hands.
Now the top 3. At number 3, it's Modern Combat 4 Zero Hour. Back in its day, this was the undisputed benchmark for mobile first-person shooters. Gameloft went all out, creating a cinematic campaign with a Hollywood-style story, incredible set pieces, and graphics that were way ahead of their time. The multiplayer was where it really shined. It was so competitive and so much fun. with a full progression system, different game modes, and a dedicated player base. It was the game that made you feel like you were playing Call of Duty on your phone, and it was glorious.
All yours for the taking.
At number 2, it's Dungeon Hunter 5. This was the pinnacle of mobile action RPGs. It was a massive dungeon crawler with a deeply satisfying loot system. You could collect and evolve hundreds of different pieces of armor and weaponry, each with its own unique stats and appearance. The hack and slash combat was incredibly satisfying, and the game had a fun-based building mechanic where you could set traps and minions to defend against other players. It was the perfect game for grinding and getting lost in a fantasy world with a seemingly endless amount of content.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And finally, at number 1, of course, it had to be GTA San Andreas. This isn't just a number 1 mobile game, it's one of the greatest games of all time brought to our phones. The sheer size of San Andreas, the incredible story of CJ, and unforgettable characters, and the freedom to do whatever you want all in your pocket. Rockstar didn't just port the game, they optimized it with new features, better lighting, and the ability to customize your controls. It was a dream come true for a generation of gamers, and the game that every mobile gamer owes it to themselves to play. Well, what a list, but wait, I have a few bonus games I just couldn't leave out. First, Dead Trigger. This was one of the first mobile games that truly nailed the feeling of a console-quality zombie shooter. The atmosphere was dark and gritty, the hordes of zombies were relentless, and the great gunplay made it an instant classic that was years ahead of its time. Next, Dragon Raza. If you were looking for an MMO on your phone with absolutely insane graphics and a massive world, this is it. It has a compelling cyberpunk story, an incredible character creation system, and some of the most beautiful environment I have ever seen on a mobile device. It's a visual masterpiece. Dream League Soccer. For football fans, this game was and still is a legend. It gave you the full football management experience with great gameplay, a fantastic player building system, and a deep career mode. It was a perfect blend of simulation and arcade action that kept you hooked for hours on end. And finally, Space Marshals, a top-down tactical shooter with a brilliant sci-fi western theme. The stealth mechanics and clever level design made every mission a puzzle to solve. It was a hidden gem that showed how much strategy and depth could be packed into a mobile game. So there you have it, my top 20 legendary mobile games for Android and iOS, plus a few bonuses. What do you think of this list? Did I miss any of your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, game on!